You asked me once if I had told you everything there was to know about my adventures. While I can honestly say I have told you the truth, I may not have told you all of it.
It's Kyle's trip to Japan. Hey everybody, and welcome to my new Tokyo apartment in beautiful Tama City. This isn't just my new apartment, but it's actually where I'm teaching English for the recreational English school, the Chatterbox. And let me introduce you to my boss.
Hi, my name is Manami. Do you remember me?
Yes, do you remember Manami from episode 2 of Kyle's trip to Japan, where we climbed Mount Fuji? Hey-o!
Hey!
And so now Manami isn't just my best friend, but she's also my employer. And I gotta say, getting this job was very difficult. There was a rigorous interviewing process that was involved, and numerous questions about English and grammatical structures, verbal phrases, conditional forms. Goodness, she made sure that I had adequate understanding of tenses. Luckily, I studied a bit beforehand, eh, Manami?
Hey, you're lucky.
But don't take my word for it. I actually filmed some of it, so let me show you that footage now.
Kyle's interview at the Chatterbox.
I really need to find a job.
I need someone work for me.
And thus, my career as an English teacher was started. So living in Tokyo is pretty awesome, but Tokyo is not really a city, it's more like a province. And one of the greatest and most beautiful cities in Tokyo is Tama City. Tama City used to be known as Tama Hills, and the story of its development is actually captured in this awesome film by Studio Ghibli called Pom Poko. And Pom Poko is about raccoons and their struggle after losing their homeland when forests and things like that were demolished and cleared out. But a love of raccoons is still captured around Tama, so it's kind of cool to see. So something cool that happened to me before I moved here was I got to visit my friend Hiroshi in Iida, Nagano. And Hiroshi is this awesome Japanese guy that I met in Vancouver, actually, at an arcade. I was playing this game, and he comes up to me and he says, "Oh, this game is Japanese, I'm Japanese." And I just instantly was like, okay, we're best friends now. So let me show you how that went. So here we are at my buddy's grandmother's house in Iida, Nagano. And there's his mom, and that's Hiroshi in his underwear.
Konnichiwa.
So we came to Hiroshi's grandmother's house to actually help her harvest rice. And it was a super amazing experience, and I learned a lot about harvesting. From using the machinery, to setting up tripods out of bamboo so the rice could dry, and to actually how to properly arrange the rice so that it would efficiently dry in the sun. It was a super cool experience, and I really was grateful for it. It's probably the most Japanese thing I could have done. Hiroshi's grandmother's property was absolutely gorgeous. It had not just wonderful rice fields, but really cool gardens with an amazing array of vegetables. This is a pond that she had. It's actually filtered naturally through runoff water from the mountains. And it's full of really energetic koi fish. So, this guy right here, in case you are wondering, is actually a raccoon. And his facial expression is now the #1 ambition of the infamous Justin Reist. It's not a photo.
Not more.
It's a video. Hiroshi doesn't actually live in Iida. He invited me there to stay with him for the weekend at his parents' house. Their house was really neat. It was like out of a movie. It had sliding doors and all kinds of really unique Japanese figurines and traditional things like that. They had awards and other prestigious things that were given to his family as well. Da-da-da.
こんにちは。おはようございます。
ここは昼神温泉です。I'm in Hirugami Hot Springs.
So, hot springs are actually a very common attraction in most cities in Nagano. And this is actually just a hot spring that's on the side of the road that anybody can come and visit.
はい、こんにちは。
こんにちは. Tastes like eggs.
Yeah, I think so too. 飲めますよ。Not bad.
I was really lucky when I visited Hiroshi because it just so happened that the time I went there was at the exact same time as one of the annual festivals of Iida. This type of festival is actually really common in Japan, and though different cities have different customs, the main activity of the festival is always the same. Basically, you get a group of people, and you walk a really long distance carrying an extremely heavy shrine. Now, the groups of people can be anything from families, or co-workers, or elementary kids, or high school students, or maybe just people in the community. Basically, anybody can participate if they want to. My friend Ayami told me a funny story about how when she was younger, she used to really enjoy the festival. But as she got older and taller, she used to get big bruises on her shoulders from the weight of the shrine. It wasn't so fun after that. Well, when you get to the end of the festival, it's really cool, because you go crazy! Hiroshi! I had so much fun visiting Hiroshi. It was such an extraordinary time. His family was so sweet, and friendly, and generous, and hospitable. They really made me feel like I was part of their family. We had so much fun. We did so many different things, and time just flew by. You know, I thought that if my trip ends, my trip to Japan, if it ends tomorrow, it would have all been worth it. I would have done everything that I wanted to do. But, Hiroshi, luckily, for me, this is actually just the beginning.